the end of last week, just like a bye week. Had some good work throughout the course of the week and how we were preparing and what we were doing. Continuing to focus on fundamentals and just overall growth. We're able to finish up there on Thursday. Had a little bit of competition that was fun and spirit there to wrap it up. I thought guys enjoyed that, and I thought, but all in all, for 3 days, I thought we improved and really liked the energy of what we approached this past week with. You get late in the season. It's been a long journey. With so many changes and things that we've had to adapt and adjust to throughout the course of the season. But I think our guys are continuing to grow. I think that the mindset and the approach of how they went into last week was definitely something that was pleasing to me. And I think we're getting better. And coming into this week, you get an opportunity to play Duke here at home. Being the last home game of this season, and for some of these guys, the older guys that could be potentially the last home game there in their career, and just making sure that we do everything in our power to go out there and play to the best of our ability. It has been a long layoff for our football team, but we're excited about the steps that are here in front of us throughout this week of preparation, and getting another chance to kick it off on Saturday.
First question is going to be Irish or Phil from Warchant.
Hey, Coach, with Lawrence likely to probably see an expanded role going forward, could you just reflect a little bit on this year for him and what you've seen from him, and particularly these last couple of weeks, would it look like he'll kind of be a bigger part of the offense?
Yeah, I think Lawrence has shown some great flashes of what he's capable of, and so excited about his future. And as he continues to develop, the development that we've seen throughout the season, physically, mentally, in all aspects, he's a natural playmaker with the ball in his hands. Unfortunately, he's missed a couple games or been limited in games, due to injuries, throughout this year. But I think you see that confidence that he's really starting to show in practice, and and the opportunities he's getting in the games. But I'm excited about what this week holds for him. He's got to have a great week of work, but he's definitely a guy that we believe is going to be one of those building blocks that that's going to help this program as we continue to grow. I mean, he's got a special quality to him, and he's definitely a dynamic playmaker.
Good afternoon, Coach. Was just wondering, how close to full strength are you guys as far as what you do have available on the roster, in the sense of guys getting out of quarantine and back to practice Sunday and Tuesday? Yeah,
I feel very comfortable with where we're at. With the CDC development of shortening the quarantine time, that you definitely you helped us with going through those protocols and being able to get a lot of guys back here for this week, and so excited about where we are, and looking forward to this week of work.
Hey, Coach. I know it's your first year, and I know this is coming on the last home game for the seniors. Do you have anything special planned for them this week or next week? Maybe like a new tradition that you would like to do for the seniors, something that you would like to start here at Florida State?
It's such an interesting year with so many different dynamics. As normally we would have a senior day presentation, with all these guys' families, but with COVID protocols. I mean, we're limited in what we can do in that regards. But we will have a recognition, of each of those guys. All of our seniors. seniors, and for what celebrating what they've done within the program. With having the opportunity for some of them to return, I mean, it could be unique. So we're gonna go through this week and definitely celebrate the careers that they've had, and in some of those situations, we might be doing that again here this next season as well. But we're going to make the most of that. But just as a team, and knowing that this is our last home game, we want to go out there and play our best ball. And I mean, we're all continuing to push. Focus of getting better, and that's the number one priority for this week.
Next will be Aslan Holiday of Warchant.
Coach, in terms of young playmakers, I guess the ability and the opportunity to assess that moving forward, what sort of challenges?
Can't hear him.
Any have you laid out for Thompson, I guess, and for him and out of the house, we didn't actually execute stuff in games, I mean, a little bit of practice.
I'm sorry, I don't know if you had your microphone on, because I could barely hear anything. I heard a little bit, but I couldn't hear really the question.
I don't know if I'm still on, Coach.
Okay, yeah, there it is. That's good there.
Unprepared. Rookie move. Warren Thompson, what do you think he has in store for these next 2 weeks? Are you excited to see what he has? And for him, it's just a matter of actually executing stuff in the games now because he's been doing good in practice?
Yeah, for Warren, it's just, continuing to develop and making the most of those opportunities that do show up in games. And it was a big, a big ending for him in that NC State game to go and, make a tough catch in a critical, in a critical situation that, it was a true one-on-one ball. And, he had to go up and, be able to finish that play. And I think that gives him some confidence, and it's, something that's carried over there into practice. He's working hard, each and every opportunity that we get to step on the field. He knows the areas that that he's got to grow in to be consistent. With those opportunities to get the ball in his hand, and I'm looking for him to build upon that. But he needs to show up big for us, and it's I've been pleased with the work that of how his mindset and the investment that he's putting in. He's spending a lot of extra time they're catching balls, on his own, and making sure that he is where he's supposed to be, and within those moments of what we're asking him to do conceptually. But he needs to have a big week as we are here on the back part of the season.
Next will be Kurt Weiler from Tallahassee Democrat.
You talked about being game week. I mean, has it looked mostly the same in terms of? I mean, you talked about, I know, the team kind of treating last week, even before knowing what was going to happen, as similar as if they knew what was going to happen. Is it been the same this week, where you don't really notice a difference, even if there's something kind of different on the horizon?
Well, I thought last week was challenging at the beginning, because we didn't, when we found out we weren't playing, and then not knowing who we were going to play, that was something that our guys had to really make a choice in their approach, and the investment they were making in themselves there at practice. Once we had Duke, that was labeled as our opponent this week. Obviously, we were able to have a focus on that. Even though we didn't get much into that this past week. I mean, at least for our mindset and things we're doing when it comes to our preparation, it's been good for us. And the thing that's been challenging is we've had a couple other game weeks that we didn't get the opportunity to actually go out there and compete there at the end of them. But so there hasn't been a whole lot. There hasn't been a whole lot of downtime. The emotional strain of that, and just the challenges that have shown up with some of those missed opportunities. That's been probably one of the toughest things. But we're excited to be where we are. We're excited about the chance to go out and compete this week and to be able to do it at home. So I mean, I thought our guys had wonderful energy last night at practice. Meetings. I mean, we're all excited to get out and compete.
We'll go back to Ira.
A lot of times at this time of year, well, this is later than even normal, but later in the season, freshmen sometimes sometimes struggle with just handling the length of a college football season. The fact that these young receivers didn't have a ton of action for various reasons throughout the season, are you seeing them coming on a little bit with the expanded reps late in the season?
They are, and it's been a long season for everyone, and you look at just those three guys in general. Darian was coming off of an injury his senior year in high school. Really kind of get himself confident in that throughout the early part of the season. Seen some great strides from him, and he's had a couple of things that have come up here later in the season that he's dealt with, just minor tweaks that you obtained during a longer season, but he's coming along. Really like what I've seen with him. Same thing with Kentron. I mean, he is I think he's got a great future in front of him. Very high ceiling to what I think he can accomplish. That confidence that he's getting to grow with each rep that he's getting in practice. I think he's a guy that hasn't played a ton of football. He's relatively new to the game, so every day is something that is a learning experience for him. And but I'm excited about what he's shown. And then Brian Robinson, he's just had he's had a challenging season. With just smaller injuries that have kept him out, and he dealt with the ankle there for the first part of the season, and just once he got over that, there was something else that came up, and this week and actually this past week was good for him, and getting him out there moving. Last night he was able to get some more work, so we're hopeful that here these next couple weeks that Brian's going to be able to have an opportunity to impact. I think he's all in the moments that we've been able to have him active and working. I mean, he's really shown to be a bright spot for not only where he's at but what the future can be. And we also had him here in the spring, so but I think he's got big play capability all within him, and hopefully we can get some good work out of him these next few weeks.
Next will be Matt Rochelle from the Orlando Sentinel.
Mike, you talked a little bit about the starts and stops that's gone on over the last couple of weeks. What do you want to see from your guys over the next 2 weeks as you guys wrap up the season?
To continue to grow, to continue to establish that identity for who we are and what we desire to be, and that was the thing I've probably been like I said most pleased with over the last week is that they have really come to work, and we are ready to compete. We got to have a wonderful week of practice, continue to improve in all aspects, but it's something that we need to see. And I know I mentioned it last week. Just being such a young team, every rep is important to us. Every opportunity, every situation that shows up, we've got to show that we've taken the things that we've learned from past experience and the work that we put into practice. We need to see us execute that. And so I'm excited about the games upcoming. We got to continue to prepare this week, and so that we can execute when that moment shows up there on game day.
We'll go back to Aslan.
Coach, usually when we see you on Monday on a game week, you're like in a suit. Looks like you probably just got off the field. Have you adjusted the practice schedule from last week? Is it a carryover this week to moving things around? How much have you guys been able to practice?
So it's going to be very similar as a normal week of practice. Usually I have radio or your TV that I'll do right before this, so that's why I have a suit. So sorry I didn't dress up for you today, but maybe next week we'll see.
We'll go back to Ira.
Looking at the depth chart that you guys put out today, obviously look pretty thin at cornerback. Are there any, could you talk about the depth at that position, and do you have any other possibilities? I think there's only 3 names listed. Are there any other possible players at that position?
Yeah, we have other possibilities that can be available, and things that we're going to work and prepare for there in practice. But right now, those are the top 3 of in order of how we would go through the game. All 3 will play. All 3 will have an opportunity to impact. But then we also do have plans if we need to go beyond that, and we'll definitely work that throughout the course of this week.
Back to Ira.
One kind of follow-up on that topic. I know you prefer to have the numbers you would expect to have at this time of year, but having a smaller group, are players at positions maybe getting more individual attention, particularly younger players, than they would have in a normal circumstance?
Yeah, I mean, throughout the course of the week, and just being able to work with that that one group consistently. So I would say yes in that regards. Then we try to plan things out throughout the years. Especially with younger guys that might not be getting the repetitions. During the games, that we still we do a lot. We invest a lot with those developmental practices and how we do that on Sunday night, and just making sure that those young guys are continuing to grow, continuing to develop. So we've actually continued that as much as we could. Even when our numbers got low, but it's definitely you see the growth, and just with the number of reps that some of these young players are being forced to take just because of lack of bodies, and I'm seeing a great growth from them, and definitely an excitement for what's in front of them.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, guys, have a great one. See you tomorrow.